All right. Wow. Powered by copious amounts of coffee and about 3.5 hours sleep. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm somewhat alive today. It's a general approximation of life. Oh, wow. Lemuel D, thank you for the donation. That's the first donation anybody's ever done to this channel. Wow. Thank you for the $2 donation. I really do appreciate that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Good morning, my good folks. So not exactly sure what we are up to here today, but glad to be here with you all. Yeah, that is really cool. That is really cool. Wow, and even the alert works with the little dinosaur. I don't know. I'm going pro here now, guys. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, Lemuel D. That's very fantastic. Really do appreciate it. 9 a.m. here. Where is it 9 a.m.? Probably middle of North America. Yeah. Middle of North America. So, yeah. It is 8 o'clock in the morning here. I think I got to sleep at about 3 last night. I'm back up at 6:30, 7. Yeah. Alberta. Hey, I actually grew up in Calgary. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. One of the places I will never go back to. Oh man, Calgary is just a hard place to live, especially in the winter. Alberta is just hard in the winter. It's absolutely just painful hard. Well, we have another friend here in a char outfit. I'm all about the char. What you doing? I don't know. What are? Oh, hey, it is. It's an Orla, so I know who that is. Uh, we are derping. There we go. So, interesting week here this week in Guild Wars 2. We got our little roadmap came out. That was, well, some people were happy about that. I may not have been one of them. We're looking at another 3 months without content. We are live. We are live and direct with coffee. There we go. So yeah, we got the YouTube. There we go. So, yeah, we got our roadmap this week, which I guess is a few interesting things I thought I'd kind of touch on. The world boss stuff is absolutely interesting. Absolutely interesting. So, for those of you guys who didn't read, we're getting some updates to world bosses this week. That should be entertaining. Or not this week, but coming up soon. 4 of the world bosses are getting some updates. Probably the 4 that need them. Hopefully they will get around to Admiral Covington. Good morning, Gail. Good morning. Wow. Okay. Holy smokes! I think my eyes are still burning from that Sky Skill skin. That was brutal. All right. So, don't know how you guys are feeling about that update stuff. More lip service to World versus World. No chance of them changing the cannon placement on Red Keep. If you are caddy, that was your main concern. Nothing else really noted there except for more beta testing. Let's see. Oh, wow. Lemuel, thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. That's absolutely generous and fantastic of you. I do appreciate it. Do you teach build and skills for 1-year player? I only have 2 characters on NAA server, my main guardian and a level 80 necromancer that I never play. I am going to shoot you a link here, Lemuel, for a build, a Celestial Guardian build that is for core that you can put on your toon when you have some Celestial gear. And this is absolutely, I'm just kind of looking for Guardian. I gotta spell Guardian correctly. It's a little early for that today. But this is a Celestial Core Guardian build. Oh no, this is my Firebrand video. Give me another moment, please. I can't even spell this morning, dudes. It's, we're rolling. We're rolling. How about this? Celestial Guardian. And let's see what we got here. Firebrand. What is this? Celestial Firebrand. Firebrand. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to look this up. Give me another moment. What I do is I have a really a decent build for basically if you're just getting started on Guardian. The Necro stuff, I don't really have anything kind of super beginnery on it. You could check out the Reaper build on the channel, but just give me one more moment here while I look this up. Celestial. What if I add boost on this? and then mind over meta. And let's see what we get here. There it is. Almost like I know what I'm doing here. Celestial Core Guardian. Coming up with a link here for you in a moment. There we go. Yeah. Good morning to me. And here we go. So check out that video, Lemuel. Really kind of, if you're just getting started, you don't know where you want to go with your elite spec, hook that up, and it is pretty easy to play. I won't be able to stay in the live stream. I can't play and YouTube concurrently. Well, not a problem. Not a problem. Just catching up. Yeah, Guardian is absolutely fantastic. My Dragon Hunter, I barely play Dragon Hunter though. I've moved all my characters over to either Firebrand or Willbender. I am not a fan of that. Use my Guardian pretty much all the time. Solo player. Just finished up End of Dragons last night. What did you think of End of Dragons? End of Dragons was really fantastic. Really fantastic. I was, there's a couple of things I think that were a little bit graty on the nerves, so to speak. But most of it I was really, really a big fan of. Really a big fan of. So yeah, take a look at that Core Guardian build. It is absolutely viable. It is a big game hunter if you want. It's fantastic. Wow, Midnight is just so much taller than the rest of us. That's just wow. That was almost like it was planned. That was fantastic. All right. So there is that. No Yaks fix either. No, there's no fix for the Yaks. So yeah, we're getting some changes to some world bosses, some changes to raid rewards, which will be interesting. I, still haven't really gotten on the raids, and a couple of promises about some more balance and some other. Is Celestial work in Necromancer? Celestial, I like Celestial a lot on Harbinger. I'm not so fussed with Celestial on... Well, I definitely wouldn't play Celestial on Reaper. I definitely wouldn't play Celestial on Scourge. Scourge would be less of a problem, but I would absolutely play it on Harbinger. There is a build up on the channel for Celestial Harbinger, which I think is stupidly strong. Stupidly strong. You played Selly Scourge last night in World vs. World. Well, World vs. World is different. I would absolutely play Selly Scourge in World vs. World. I would absolutely play that in World vs. World. I'm wearing my little baby tune onesie. I look like such a poser. I don't know. I think that the casual clothing outfit, or is that the hoodie outfit? I think that was really good. Well, see, the key to playing Scourge, Caddy, is to put your face down against the keyboard and roll it across F1, F2, F3, and F4 as quickly as possible. If you find yourself kind of falling behind the rest of your team, what that means is you need to press your face down on the keyboard a little harder and faster. And that really is how to play Scourge. It is, yeah. Scourge in World vs. World, it's mainly about the Boon Corrupt. It really is. Really, you want to just go in there and kind of tweak everything to boon corruption. Once you're corrupting those boons, people are in really, really bad shape. I wear glasses, so I'm impaired from face rolling on Scourge. Well, you see, you have to either invest in some contact lenses or, I'm not sure what to tell you, but yes, the key to Scourge is F1, F2, F3, F4. Preston Pierce. Good morning, Preston. Thoughts on Celestial versus Trailblazer Weaver? I would play it in Trailblazers if I'm playing Weaver. I would play Ellie in Celestial if I am playing a boon generating class. So like boon generation is going to be Tempest and Catalyst. Weaver doesn't. Weaver's pretty selfish, so I would really prefer it in. I would even rather play Weaver in Dire Gear, to be honest, and it's actually pretty good in Dire Gear. But yeah, I wouldn't play Weavers, but Weavers like Deadeye or a couple of other things, in that it doesn't really kind of give a meaningful spread and generate boons. When we're talking about Celestial Gear and what Celestial Gear does best, generate some boons, do a meaningful spread of the damage across both power and condi. And I just don't think that Weaver does either of those. I quite like Weaver. I like Weaver in Trailblazers. I like it in Dire, but yeah, I wouldn't put it in there. Dear health insurance, I need LASIK in order to face roll a scourge. Yeah, well, I'll write the note. I'll write the note for you, Gail, and you can give that to your doctor, and we can see what happens. As we move on with our morning, I do want to kill a few things with you all, and the reason why I want to do so is that I am testing a little something out here on my Tempest. What I am testing out this morning, for those of you who may be interested, is I'm testing out a power fresh air thing on this. They put out that document that talked about how they expected the alacrity in Tempest to be used, and said, we expect this to be viable in fresh air builds. I'm like, great. Okay. Well, why? Why did you have to make it like only fresh air builds? But so what I'm liking to do here at this point is just do a little bit more testing and seeing the difference between this and the Condi version that I've been getting ready for another video on the channel. So that is my goal here at this point, other than standing around with y'all and looking pretty freaking stylish, which I think we're doing quite well, to be honest with you all. Coffee is a good thing here this morning. So let's go kill a couple of things while we are shooting the shite, so to speak. We will start with some of the usual suspects. And I'm just going to monitor my arc numbers while I hang out with you guys. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this morning. But yeah, Preston, definitely run that shite in Trailblazers. If you've got Celestial Gear, you are much better off running Tempest or something to that effect. So, there's the giant. All right. Let's just put a little bit of food on, and let's see how we do here. So, yeah, the world boss changes are kind of interesting to me, to be honest. That was one of those points of the game I just didn't think they really had any kind of interest in kind of improving on, and really didn't kind of have to. Yeah, I think I'll just face tank each and every one of those stomps this morning. I think that's probably the play. I think that, while I'm trying to do relevant things here, it's probably my best bet. What am I looking at here at this point? What, about 6 because I'm playing like garbage? Let's keep it up. So, the initial testing last night said that... Oh, good lord, Caddy. Holy smokes. So my initial testing says that the damage is a little bit lower, but... that it is much easier to keep alacrity on fresh air. Try and get my hands on some Trailblazers. Just came back to the game. Yeah. Go hit up my channel. There is a couple of videos on stat selectable items. So stat selectable armor, stat selectable trinkets. That is really the place that I will push you to. Trailblazers is not really what I would call hard to get as long as you're kind of following that. Gail, it is your husband's birthday. Well, you know, that's going to get in the way of your watching my stream, and you should probably think about divorce at this point. I'm not sure what to tell you. But have a great day. Have an excellent, excellent day. And catch us on the VOD, the VOD. All right. We will wait here at this point, and then we will move on. So, yeah. Yeah, Preston, actually, I'm on a map where one of the easiest sources of your Trailblazers armor is going to be here in Verdant Brank. In Verdant Brank, you have the ability, and I'll show you the vendor here in a couple of moments, to buy a lot of stat selectable gear. Definitely want to start and fire here. Give me a moment. I'm just going to wait for my cooldown. Let's activate now. All right.
Protected.
There we go. Let's see how we do. So I'll show you the vendor here after this. It's really a cheap source of stat selectable gear. And that kind of one of my favorites. It's this, or you can go to I think World versus World is probably my other go-to when it comes to the stat selectable gear. I'll go over it here in a moment. Wow, check it out. Caddy just did 15k on the Golem. What the hell, dude? You and your Raider build, your toxic PvE build. Okay. So, Preston, let me just show you this. I have no sound, apparently. Huh. 2 seconds. Interesting. You do have, when you say you got me, you can hear me? Can anybody? Caddy, why are you pulling my leg like that, Caddy?
Wow, that's
why you gotta be
armor.
there? Oh, you got a ton of warlord chests or whatever? Yeah. So those are good. The other place I'm going to come for stat selectable gear is here. When we go to yes, show me your wares. You should have the ability to go ahead and... all right, just taking a look here. Okay, I'm not having a problem with my audio. Caddy is having a problem. What's up with that, Caddy? So the bladed gear here is also going to be stat selectable. I'm a big fan of this stuff. The Warlord's armor boxes are really great. And then you're just talking about trinkets. Pro tip on the trinkets, and I'm just going to pop over here, because some people don't know about this, so I do want to just make sure I'm kind of highlighting these things, is Bloodstone Fen. Now, the reason why I recommend Bloodstone Fen, and I'm just going to pop down here to this vendor here real quick and show you, is that the trinkets that you get here in Bloodstone Fen are stat resettable. So we've got a backpack, a amulet, and a ring. You can actually attune one of these rings and have two, so that would be like 4 of your 6 trinkets. And this little item down here, the Bloodstone Capacitor, any of these that are sitting in your inventory, when you run the Bloodstone Capacitor, it will reset the stats on. So you can do 2 rings, backpack, amulet that way. Zachary Bloom, hey all, is Astral Weapon part of, oh, yes, Zachary. Yes, Zachary. Yeah, no, those Astral Weapons are absolutely awful. And honestly, I only made one because I like the skin. So, yeah, it's absolutely awful part of the collection, which I actually haven't done. I have not done Vision or Aurora. That's just kind of how I roll. so legendarily burnt out. So I think what I decided to do was go ahead and make the rifle, the 2.5 rifle. Oh my. Okay, let's go to the desert. Let's hit up a big monster with some mechanics, and let me see how easy it is to keep up this alacrity this morning. So I don't know what everybody's thoughts are on the world boss changes, etc. The notable thing about the roadmap for me, and I'm not going to mince words about it, was this is another 3 months without any kind of content. Taking a look at the in-game chat, Robin saying, I've noticed most of the trinkets on the new maps are also stat selectable. I've been working on my home instance, trying to get at least one node a week of the new maps. They didn't. Did they actually add any home instance nodes with End of Dragons, or are we still talking about the same old ones? Because I don't think they added any new home instance nodes with End of Dragons, which kind of makes me sad. But then they didn't add any with Path of Fire or anything like that. So, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the home instance node, but did notice that we haven't seen any in quite a while. So there we have it. But back to what I was saying, yeah, I mean, we're looking at another 3 months without any new content. I mean, they're still going to do the season 1 stuff, which is okay, I guess. But wow, I mean, we went from the content drought before End of Dragons to what's starting to look the same. I get that they're doing a lot of this stuff for the Steam release, and I should be a little bit more forgiving, but wow, I mean, I just remember the Path of Fire period where everything was firing on all cylinders, and we had 3 months between episode 6 of season 3 to Path of Fire, and then 2 months later we were into season 4, and really kind of missed that cadence. This season 1 thing is not my big cup of tea. I don't want to hate on it because I know a lot of people are pretty happy about it, but just never been my thing, to be honest. All right, so let's see what our numbers look like here and how bad Caddy's going to dust me this time. Because it'll be awful. Try and keep that alacrity up. Much easier done on fresh air. But again, I just don't think the damage is where the Condi version, the Ritualist gear would be. So what I'm actually running this is a mix of Marauders and Diviners for some boon duration and stuff. But so much easier to upkeep the alacrity on this. And there is Caddy doing almost 20k DPS on a Desert Bounty. Well, there you go. Good job, Caddy. You are a legend. Let's go. And my alacrity uptime, maybe not as great as it could be. Elseworlds, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday. Welcome to our little circus sideshow here. So yeah. No, not my build, Caddy. Totally, that's... Well, I made a couple of small changes to it, but that's the Snow Crows build right there. The Snow Crows DPS build. Let's see. You know what? Let's get this guy here, and let's go. Are you using Celestial gear? No. Let me just pop this up really quickly and give you an idea of what I'm kind of testing out here at this point, Elseworlds. So if I go into my equipment, what you will note is I'm running Marauder's Armor, Pack Runes, and then everything else is... not everything else. Sorry. So Diviner's Weapons with a Sigil of Concentration and a Sigil of Force, And then the backpack and amulet are also set for diviners. Everything else is set for marauders. So the way this is set up, let me just pop off my mount so you can see actual numbers. With Fury, I'm looking at 96% crit rate and 86% boon duration on that. So it's keeping the alacrity up really nicely. It's doing good damage, particularly for a power build. I still, the last thing I need to do is test out the alacrity changes in Celestial Gear. I haven't really done that yet. What I started with was the Condi version I was playing last week in the Ritualist gear. Then I'm just trying this one out for the memes. And really I wanted to make sure that I wasn't talking out my ass when I put the video together about the difference between Condi and Power. And I mean, it's pretty close. It's much closer than I thought it would be at this point. So basically our deal here is we will just grab that in here as quickly as possible, and then part of the key to upkeeping the alacrity is the Earth 4 Warhorn. What that does is gives 2 seconds of boon duration on everything, and then you just got to make sure that you're going back in here into your and not standing in red circles. But the alac is real. I will say that. So they were right about it being absolutely viable in Fresh Air. And for those of you guys who haven't played with Fresh Air Tempest or any kind of Fresh Air LE, what it does is gains a really quick recharge rate to your your swapping into air. So, well, I'm going over the edge, aren't I? Nope. Kind of saw that coming the moment I hit that button. So basically, when you critically hit, it'll recharge the attunement. Yeah, I should stop, like, just standing in random mechanics, though. At least you're not all instantly dying. I do die on Ellie all the time. Well, you see, here's the key to not dying on Ellie. Don't play it in Berserkers. Don't play it in Berserkers. Don't play it in Vipers, you know? I think that Elementalist gets a lot of hate for two reasons. One is people try to play it as something other than what it's meant to be played as. You know, people have this vision in their head of the staff-wielding mage, which just doesn't exist in this game for the most part. But, you know, and Weaver is a really good example of this. You know, you put a little bit of vitality into Weaver, and Weaver becomes pretty durable. And you can play Tempest in, you know, Dire or Trailblazers gear. You can play Weaver in Dire or Trailblazers gear. And those gear sets really do make a difference. I'm not using DPS gear at all. What kind of gear are you running, Elseworlds? That would be my next question. Like, how are you setting it up, kind of thing? Because I mean, I get the complaints. You know, I die on Guardian all the time. I don't know. I find Guardian to be super squishy, and I find myself getting smoked on Guardian more than I find myself getting smoked on it. Tried Valkyries, tried Soldiers, Dragon, Marauder, Knight. I just dropped super quick, and still, if a stiff breeze hits me. Protection is a really good boon. And something like Tempest is going to be able to give you a lot of protection. Is another thing to look. So, you know, your boon uptime can be really important. So, you know, if you're struggling with that, you know, take a look at Celestial on, you know, Tempest or Catalyst, where I think they are best. Wow, I am just walking into everything today. Look at me go. I like Celestial on Elementalist a lot. I think that Elementalist and Engineer tend to have a lot of bonuses from Celestial. But, you know, here's the other thing, is that some classes just aren't your jam, right? Like, ask people how well I play Mesmer, and the answer is not very. And some classes are just like that for some people, but you know, I go back to the Guardian thing. I end up eating dirt on Guardian a lot, but as you see, I end up camping a fair. Wow, Caddy again with the hard carry. Here we go.
Not enough endurance.
Whoops. All right, there. Let's focus, 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 focus. All right. I'm just gonna make sure I know what I'm doing here. And probably look for some other trouble to get into. I'll catch up on the chat in a moment. My friends, my friends. So where are we looking at here? Caddy with doubling, tripling my damage. You know, you get used to these kind of things after a while. And me after this big conversation about, oh yeah, no, yeah, I don't die all the time on Ellie. Next thing you know, I'm eating the dirt. This thing is awful. This thing is just awful. I'll definitely catch up with chat here in a moment, my friends. There we go. Let's heal it up. Can't let Caddy die or we all lose. Alright, let's do the do. Just try to concentrate on actually playing the game here for a few moments. It's been the funny thing about this streaming business, which, you know, I'm still kind of up in the air on more than anything, is just the ability to maintain a decent amount of attention on the game at the same time as keeping attention on the chat. It's just not my forte. And then I go back and I watch guys like Teapot or whatever, you know, doing tier 4 fractals or rating. All right, right now I'm trying to transition my Ascended gear to Celestial, but that's going to be a long time. Still needs stat swap 5 pieces. Yeah, you know, the time gate is not what it used to be, but still absolutely, absolutely awful. But I would recommend it. I would recommend it. You know, playing in Earth on Celestial gear, I find is really, really cozy. So definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. Wronger Mobile 09, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Hi there. Is it just me, but is your audio cutting out fairly often? I don't know. Is anybody else noticing problems with my audio cutting out, or is it just me? I'm going to leave that out to you guys here, and hopefully let you guys back on this. Just still waiting for anybody. Is audio okay? Is audio okay? And I will wait and find out for me. Yes. Okay, cool. Cool. So might just be you, Wronger Mobile. You may want to check into that. Elseworlds, that is about 10 days of making charge cords. Absolutely. Absolutely. Feel like a never-ending line of Kralk ore. Oh my. Yeah, the Kralk ore is awful. I'm not a fan of that one. I'm absolutely not a fan of that one. Ellie Gaming. Boldnock, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Emmanuel Hayes, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Boldnock, yeah, straight up, I don't know how Teapot does it right. Oh boy! Oh, it's the world versus world stuff. When he's playing world versus world and talking, that's the one that I really notice his skill level while he's streaming. You are Midnight. You are 5x5. All right. Pure Evil, welcome to the stream. Good morning. You should have the whole J-bot thing. Yeah, the easy red on the easy res on the J-bot. Absolutely awful. Fantastic. Anyways, Michael Nutter, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Christopher Hayhas, No problem with the audio, at least for me. Audio is fine. Audio is fine. Great, great. YouTube nonsense. Fantastic. Hey, let me put my music on anyway. Just because, what the hell. All right. So there we go. We are all caught up on chat. Yeah. You know what? I also think that the ritualist version of this is even a little bit more, is even a little bit better for sustain. So let me just switch over to that. Just give a good idea of where we are going here. Guy Murphy, good morning. Another relaxing weekend stream. Good morning, Guy. Welcome to the stream. It is glad to have, I am glad to have you on board. All right, Grin Teeth, here we go. And I will come over here and we'll just see what happens. Then we'll probably find something else to get into here. But I will wait for my friends. There we go. Or at least one of them. So that is that. Caddy, how are you finding the sustain on that with the life leech? I hate to ask. I know that's not great stream content. Wow, I didn't know you had that sky skill skin. That's different. It's kind of how to train your dragon looking rare. Yeah. So we could ask that. I like this build. Yeah, it's really high damage. Okay, let's go in and see what happens here. So with any of these alacrity builds, you kind of want to absolutely get in here as quickly as possible into the overload, and then be switching and getting ready to overload at all times. And really, that's the problem with the gameplay, to be honest with you guys, is that you really need to be constantly changing the attunements. And not only that, but you have to make sure that, you know, before you swap out of your attunement, you absolutely have to you have to overload in order to upkeep the alacrity. Because obviously if you're not overloading, you're not giving alacrity. If you're not giving alacrity, like, why are you playing this build? Kind of thing. So there is that. But, you know, the alacrity is there. And it's there under the Ritualist gear. It's there under the other one. But I actually find the Ritualist to be a little bit more durable. And it's just got more vitality than what I was showing you otherwise. And again, that gets back to what I was talking about last week. With the 3 stats for or 3 stats for power, 1 stat for Condi kind of thing. We'll definitely catch up on chat here in a moment. And we will see what happens. And there it is. Wow, so I only got doubled by Caddy that time. Good job. Good job, Elementalist. Good job. Catching up with the chat is, where are we here? Is the downstate, oops, okay. 4 die channels on the Sky Scale skin too. It's awesome. It looks pretty cool. I don't have a lot of Sky Scale skins. I have a lot of Raptor skins. I have a surprising amount of Beetle skins, but I don't have a ton otherwise. You know what? Let's go see what the daily T1s are while we're chatting here. What do you recommend for the downstate meta? Playing well. I think playing well is the number one thing that I recommend. I don't know. I don't think Ellie is that much more brittle than the other classes. I guess I should be considerate and ping these while I look. So yes, I recommend to play very well. All right, and Midnight switching to Harbinger. Excellent. I'm just going to see what the daily T1s are here. Molten Boss, Chaos. All right, there's a couple we can do in here. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean it is, and I mean I'm memeing a little bit. I am memeing a little bit. I'm not gonna front. I get that Some people really struggle with it. So again, and you know, I said it before, but you know, this is, you know, neither here nor there. No AR is needed. No, you do not need AR. But what I said is making sure, one, that you are not running a full glass gear set. I think is a really big part of it, and I think even, you know, going to make sure you're running like Trailblazers or Celestial, I think, are the really good ones for sustain on Elementalist. And I think sustain, you know, the sustain on Elementalist is not bad. One of the other things you can do if you find yourself getting smoked a lot is, if you're playing in Earth here, you can try Stoneheart. Now, Stoneheart is, you know, a pretty big damage mitigator, and that you can't be critted. You'll find if you can't be critted, it works a little bit easier. You take a little bit less damage. Other options include permitting protection on yourself. You know, if we go into Earth and we blow our Warhorn 4 here, we're getting 3 3/4 sections of minus 39% incoming damage. That is a fair bit. So keeping up protection can be really a big bonus on Elementalist. Particularly easier to do on Catalyst or Tempest, to be honest with you guys. So those are the couple ways that I would do it. Hitting your dodges is the other thing. It's not an easy class to play for a lot of people. It really isn't, you know. And if you're struggling with it, you get my sympathies, because I had to play a lot before I started getting smoked. Stopped getting smoked all the time. Absolutely. Syph DK, by the way, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Good morning. So, onwards with our morning here. We're going to do just a couple of the easier T1s that are available here, because we are low manning and we're just hanging out on stream, chilling out. Usually play Mechanist on this one these days, which has been a lot of fun, but come in here. The alacrity is real. I should probably put some food on with a little bit of boon duration, but I'm doing okay. So yeah, it's funny. It's easier to upkeep the alacrity on the power variant with fresh air, but I am preferring playing this for Condi, and a lot of that could be because I built up a bunch of muscle memory. That's could be a big part of it. So. That. Not hitting my combos super well this morning, but won't complain too much. And lots of them. Alright. Robin, if you were listening, your quickness is real. It's beautiful. Good job. Good stuff. Good stuff. The quickness is true and real. Let's get a little bit more food going.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's kill this protector over here. So you'll notice a lot of the time I'm coming in here on these and I'm going right into Earth, and that's to proc the protection more than anything else. And I'm handling I'm standing in a bit of aggro there, and I'm kind of face tanking it. So, but this is ritualist gear, so this is a ritualist kind of Condi. So you get a fair bit of vitality with it. And in fact, there we go. That looks good. That is the last of them. The quickness is absolutely real. Go through y'all. Catch up on chat in a moment here as we PvE our lives away here. Catch this. Boulder, good morning, my friends. Yes, I have heard the legend of Boulder the Conqueror. A story you cannot learn from a Jedi, right there. For those of you who don't know, Boulder is a friend of mine. We used to play a lot of World versus World. He is probably my favorite tag ever to follow in this game, though he has largely abandoned his Guild Wars 2 ishness. All right, let's go. Let's go. We're going. Come and get some alacrity. There we go. But Boulder and I used to spend our Friday nights killing some dudes in World versus World. Back in the day, about a year, 2 years ago? About 2 years ago. Alright, stack on me for alacrity. There you go. Have some boons. Taking a lot of hits here, my friends. I'm keeping up with Caddy's damage, though, so I feel good about that. I feel good. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Let's break that break bar. Get some more alacrity on you there. Don't run from the alacrity. They did it. They did the all scourge run. It was hilarious, Boulder. I'm talking to Caddy, and I'm like, so what's up in World versus World? And she's like, oh, you know, there's 16 of us, 13 of us are running scourge. I said, oh, it's a Boulder comp. It's a Boulder comp right there. So there we go. Onwards. Let's, I wonder if we can, yeah, let's go. Let's go, go, go. On me. Come on, go, go. Come on, move. Come on, guys. You can, come on. Come on, we're going. We're going. All right. So we'll stack the, we'll stack the alacrity this way. I'm probably just happier with it on Condi. I'm just not sure it's because it's actually better or because I have a little bit of muscle memory built up on it. So there you go. No, we never did the all Minion Mancer build run, Boulder. I realize that this is kind of a sad thing, and probably nobody sadder than you about that. So, all right. Okay. On me. So there's that. And we'll just build more alacrity. Quickness is totally real, Robin. Like, really noticeable. Really noticeable. There we go.
I tell my tribute, he's gonna think I'm indifferent in his own brand.
And this is one of my favorite fractals just to test things out on because of the pressure in the middle. This last boss fight is not great, but there we go. Are you still on JQ? Yes, Caddy and I are still on Jake Worry, absolutely. But I'll be honest with you, man, the amount of World versus World I have personally played since the launch of End of Dragons has been little minimal. I mean, I played a fair bit of it. Why is this being like this? There we go. Been a little minimal, and it's just because I have been doing a lot of the build stuff and making videos and stuff. It's just been content creation. I don't know. Caddy could probably weigh in on the state of World versus World since End of Dragons. I don't think it changed it too much. You know, it's still Firebrand. It's still Firebrand Scrapper as far as I'm concerned. Although Tempest is seeing a lot of play because it's got really nice cleanse numbers in Arc. Alright, let's get you guys some alacrity. Yeah. Or not. Maybe I'll just fudge the whole thing and cancel my animation way too quickly. Okay, it is possible. Absolutely possible. It's possible. It's not only possible, Elseworlds. It is possible. It's actually easy on Fresh Air. It is absolutely easy to upkeep it on Fresh Air. My muscle memory is a little bit shot this morning because I'm on like 3 hours sleep. But yeah, permanent alacrity is absolutely possible on Tempest. And like I say, if you are playing Fresh Air the way Fresh Air is meant to be played, which is the constant air overloads, then yeah, you absolutely could do it. Not even using Fresh Air. I'll show you the build that I'm using here on this one here in a moment. Oops. Blow up that on you guys. So on the Condi version, I'm not having to invest in as much boon duration as I am on the power version. Just because of the nature of the gear here. I'll just show you this really quickly. So, all right. So pulling it up here, this is the Condi version. Okay, so we're using fire and earth. And this really is the trait here. So upon successfully completing an overload, apply alacrity. Okay. So when you're playing this in Fresh Air, all right, and what Fresh Air does is recharge your air attunement. Means you're popping back in and out. You're constantly firing off that air overload, which will just naturally build the alacrity. But you do need a little bit of boon duration. So as I showed earlier, yeah, the boon duration I'm getting mainly off about half Diviner's gear. So anything that you have that is, stat selectable, you want to set that in there. What is the new Ellie Elite spec? The new Ellie Elite spec is Catalyst. You know what? Robin's on a BRB, so let me give you a bit of an idea about how this works, my friend. I'm just going to pop onto my Catalyst for a moment and show you how it works. Of course, making a whole bunch of noise on my scuffed chair. All right, let me just get back to the Fractal lobby and I will show you how this works. The new Ellie spec is kind of a boon generating kind of deal. So you can perma quickness super easy on it. It uses hammer. So let me just show you how it works. So this is, let me just put on the right build here. This is, there we go. So you're going to run hammer. You've got obviously your 4 attunements. What you're also going to do here is build up energy. And I'll just go and put a golem down here so you can see. Didn't they? No, they didn't giga nerf it. They just put it where it needs to be. To be honest with you, it was seriously overperforming Elseworlds. I'm still a big fan of it. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a high-end raider or anything here. Let's spawn a golem. Activate training golem, idle golem. So there we go. So how this works is as you are fighting, regardless, you see the little bar here. This is going to build up energy. Once that reaches halfway, you're going to be able to deploy the Jade Sphere, and depending on which attunement you're in, this sphere will give different boons. So here, okay, what we're actually doing is pulsing perma quickness with it. The other good thing is that the sphere is also a combo field. So, for example, we can go into fire here. We can deploy the fire sphere and then blast the combo for the area might. So it's pretty strong. It's just what you hear in game. Well, you know, here's the thing about what people say. It's generally largely powered by Dunning-Kruger. So let's set these for championship, and I'll give you a better idea of how this works. I'm not even sure how to do this. Let's go back to the main menu, Golem options, set to champion rank. So that's my friend from Rome. There we go. Cool. Those bird animations are pretty cool. The animations on this whole thing are really amazing, to be honest with you, Boulder. These are absolutely fantastic. So let us go ahead and we will... Let's go ahead and put the idle golem in here. Okay, so we have a champion level item golem. So, excuse me, where we're going to go on this is we can put these little spheres down on the ground. We can blast those, generate ourselves a whole lot of auras. If you remember how auras work, they're pretty powerful. The other thing is on Hammer, you get this little mini game here off your 3, which you can build boons with as you're going through. So these little, you know, orbs that are going around me are actually boon generators. They're absolutely fantastic. So, you know, how I'm going to play this is largely for kind of all-arounder, you know, as elementalists want to do. But you can see how that's starting to build up pretty quickly. The quickness is permed. The hammer has a blast finisher on the 5s for all of the powers. But keeping up quickness on this is ridiculously easy. So there we go. Oh, that is Catalyst. It uses hammer. And honestly, it's one of the cooler specs they delivered with End of Dragons. The Warrior one is good for small scale fighting, which is Blade Sworn. I don't know if you've seen that, but Blade Sworn is pretty ridiculous as well. And then there's the new Necro spec, which is, well, it is what it is. So that is how that works. Yeah, I'm a fan. Just gonna swap back to my Tempest at this point. We will do the other Fractal. What time we got here? Yeah, actually, you know what? We are going to take 5 minutes, my friends, and step out of our comfort zones into somewhere where we can smoke something, regardless what you want to smoke. And yeah, be right back.
Please peruse my supply golems. They should have anything you require.
All right. All is groovy. Catching up with the chat here. Yes, you should definitely have taken a smoke break there, guy. I think that was the right play. Pure Evil says, let Striker take over. I tell you what, I let my cat start playing, and y'all will know because he's way better at this game than I am. Mike Santos, good morning. I tuned in and he left to smoke. Yes, that's quality content. Quality content. Absolutely. Welcome to those of you guys who are joining us here this morning. If you are not accustomed to the content, etc., you're not, a regular viewer of the channel, please do take a moment to like or subscribe to the content if you want. Really, what I do basically on my channel is just make videos to make this game a little bit more accessible to people. So I focus on kind of the open world, beginner builds, stuff like that. Just easier stuff for us all to 2 seconds. Yes, def, we should. So basically I concentrate on making pretty much entry level content for people, and really with just the idea of helping people who may not be as accomplished with this game to kind of enjoy it a little bit better, because it is a pretty complicated game. And yes, 420 did arrive a little early this morning is the best way to put it. So we will wait for Caddy to return from her blaze break, and then we will go ahead and do the Chaos Fractal. And there we go. I'm rocking MC's whole Celestial Harbinger. Selly Harbinger as an all-around generalist is absolutely fantastic. I think for damage, you'd probably be better playing at Ritualist, but in terms of the overall quality of life, I'm enjoying it. That one build that one guy kind of had us cobble together a while back there, that full sustain build, was absolutely ridiculous. All right, so let us go ahead and do this Chaos Fractal. This is not a bad one. And here we go. So that is where we are at here on this lovely Saturday morning. So I want to put a question out to those of you guys who are watching. What was the best spec released with End of Dragons? What was the one spec that you guys enjoyed thoroughly out of the new content? I had a few things I enjoyed from End of Dragons. I really liked the Elementalist. I liked the Virtuoso a lot. It was really my jam. And I was surprised by Ranger. I was really surprised by the Ranger spec. Spectre from Wronger Mobile. Wow, Spectre is a weird one for me. Spectre was a really weird one for me because it was probably the one that I was looking forward to the most, and ended up being the one that I just enjoyed the least. And it wasn't because it's a bad spec. It was because I just don't like the way it plays. It's super powerful, and normally, I'd be all over something like that, but man, the method of permitting alacrity on that spec is very much like the problem I'm having with the Tempest alacrity or the Herald quickness implementation they put down. Oh, good job. In that, you end up spamming some skills just to upkeep a boon, and when I look at how easy it is to, upkeep those boons on other specs, it feels so counterintuitive to me. But it is super powerful. Spectre is really nice. Just don't have fun with it. Willbender. I really loved Willbender. Willbender is one of those ones I want to give some time to in World vs. World. I think that a Trailblazers Willbender in World vs. World would absolutely be really powerful in like a 10 to 15 man group. Mechanist. Easy win, that Mechanist. Really big fan of Mechanist. Willbender and Untamed for myself, but I still prefer Soul Beast. Soul Beast is still objectively a more powerful thing. There's no question that Soul Beast is well, you know what? I say that. I have actually not played Untamed since the balance patch 2 weeks ago. And I should probably reserve any kind of judgment until I've played it and seen the damage increases that they did on that, because those damage increases are pretty strong, right? So I should probably spend a little time with it. There's just been so much else to do. But, you know, I was and still am a kind of a big fan of that one. I think that was really great. Mechanist is some serious overtuned fun. Bitwise, yes, it is. Well, I think Mechanist is just the firebrand of End of Dragons, really. It's busted on a fundamental design level. The way that they're trying to give the mech sustain by allowing it to kind of ignore certain mechanics, certain damaging effects and stuff like that, I think is what overtunes it. I think if we were looking at a situation where that mech's gameplay went down a little bit more often, it wouldn't be quite as redonkulous. But, you know, that's just me. I'm not going to propose solutions. But, you know, Mechanist is a problem. The really weird thing about it is, you know, Firebrand was a problem for how long, and they never tuned that down, ever. And I thought that was strange. Balance patch was very good for Ranger. Yeah, I mean, I understand it was, but for me, that's largely theory at this point. And I would hate to, you know, make judgments over theory, you know, until I've sat down and played with it. I'm not going to really get into it. But I got to think, you know, how much damage do you lose if you go into nature magic on that spec? Let's get out of here before I take all the hits. I gotta think to myself, can you squeeze nature magic in there and get the alacrity as well? And if you can, I mean, what does that look like? Is that fun kind of thing? So it's one of those things I gotta take some time with. As soon as I get pretty much this elementalist build is what's kind of stopping me from going into the ranger, which I think is next. Pretty sure is next. No, Caddy. You're carrying our damage. We can't let you die. Okay, so probably... Oh, Virtuoso. Wow, how do I feel about Virtuoso? Virtuoso is just simple fun. Virtuoso is just simple, big damage, glass cannon. Something that this game actually kind of shies away from at some point. So I thought it was really good, really good. But you know, a little bit more selfish than I think I would have preferred. I think there. Probably, yeah. Oops. All right, that's what I got for reading the chat. Good job. There we go. I might not eat. I might live, but I probably won't. Not sure what to tell you guys. Top tier gameplay from yours truly. There we go. Mechs with cherry girls. Hey, actually, you're gonna love this, Boulder, in PvE. The mech with the Gollemancer runes is meta right now. The mech with Golemancer runes is 100% power DPS meta. It's absolutely hilarious. I think you'd probably like that. So yeah, in raids, yeah, Golemancer with rifle. It's pretty ridiculous to be honest, because every time I see that build, I'm like thinking about Cherry Girl with her Golemancer runes. Alright, so there we go. That up. The alacrity is real. The quickness is real. It's almost like we know what we're doing, guys. Go us. Cherry Girl. Yes. Yes, Cherry Girl was absolutely ahead of her time. Let's go in and let us finish this, and then we'll have to find something else to do, I think. Because, yeah, there we go. And there it is. One completed fractal. There we have it. You know what I think is the play at this point? I think the play is Easy 3. Icebreed Saga Strikes. Let's go and do Easy 3, my friends. And to do this, I'm actually going to pull out my support catalyst. And, yeah, I'll do some quickness and some healing on the peepos. And we'll go and make some eternal ice shards, or whatever the grindy grinder is. Like the stream if you like the stream. Oh, thank you. You'll be my McConnell yet, Boulder. You will. All right. Onwards to up here. Hey, there are 30 viewers here. If any of you guys would like to join us for Easy 3 Icebreed Saga Strikes, go ahead and join mindcircus.1506 or send me a message in the chat. We'll wait a couple of minutes here before we move on. We'll give a couple of minutes for anybody who might want to join us, and then I will pump us up on the LFG after that. If you've never done strikes, this is a perfect time for you to come in and get carried by Caddy's damage. I will be providing quickness. I believe Midnight/Robin will be here to play some Mechanist, and we will get her done. We will absolutely get her done. So this is my support catalyst build here. And what we are doing here is running powerful aura mainly for the memes. And really what we're doing here is granting auras to other people. So the way that Catalyst works is that you will gain an aura every time that you combo. And you will heal the peepos that way. So we're running the big hammer. My fashion completely on point for this character. And, alright, I will join you guys in Eye of the North. So again, mindcircus.1506, if you would like to join on me. We'll give it another couple of minutes. If any of you would like to do Shiver Peaks Pass, Freynier of Jormag, and the Bears. Get a little bit of food happening here. What am I looking at? So this actually is the tune that I did a little bit of rating on. Did a little rating on this tune as well. That was interesting. That was thanks mainly due. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, this is pretty happy with our fashion wars on this one. But light female Sylvari, pretty much easy mode for fashion wars. And there we have it. Okay. Let us see about creating a proper LFG. And when we do this, I'm on NA. Yeah, absolutely on NA. Yes, I realize my glow level is minor, but we got Caddy to kind of hard carry the glow here. Where's Caddy? Caddy hard carrying the glow with the knives over her head and the pink and black. She can carry the glow for us. Am I going to get Oreen's legendaries? I'm going to do the longbow for that pure evil, and let me just explain to you why. Coming into End of Dragons, I had completed a legendary weapon for each legendary weapon other than rifle and longbow. Those two being my least used weapons in the game. So then the next thing that I wanted to do is I decided when I started playing around with Rifle Mechanist that I wanted HMS Divinity just to shoot the cannonballs. So I started working on that for the rifle, which means the only thing left for legendary weapons, for terrestrial legendary weapons, is longbow. So I used my precursor voucher from the Return to Achievements, and I cashed it in on the new longbow. And when I'm ready to actually make a legendary longbow, that is the one that I will do. Let us say... Midnight, go ahead and do boons. Boons is... I like boons. Boons is good. And I will go ahead and I will put us in here. So yeah, I'm gonna do the longbow. And it's just because it's the last weapon I had left, and the precursor was already made, to be honest with you. I have very little interest in longbow as a weapon. I just hard pressed to think of any kind of class where longbow really shines. Any preferred dragon variant? I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing what they do with the rest of them. I liked the Zaitan stuff with the death effects. Those were really slick. All right, let's strike missions. Let's put it under training. What do you think? And we will say easy 3. All welcome. Put Golemancer runes on your minion mancer and join. I don't care. Need marshals. Hollowsmith. There we go. We'll see if anybody joins on that. So there we got it, and let's find our way to the strike mission, shall we? So, Shiver Peaks Pass. For those of you guys who've never done strikes, it never ceases to surprise me how many people have just never done the strike missions in this game. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Easy pickup fun, which is what this game does tend to excel at certain points. I may have to change that LFG. I mean, people might not take me seriously. Huh. Go figure. All right. Content writer thinks yes. Yeah. I'm about as thoughtfully created as the rest of my content. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Commander, heard you're headed back into the pass. I'll be right there.
Why am I running lightning flash? What is this
Be
build?
careful up there.
Oh yeah,
Conditions
no, this
have
is
gotten
right.
worse
Okay.
since Vanguard left. You'll have to find another way up.
So we will make our way to the boss through the faux jumping puzzle. I wonder if I can just zip my way through this. We will find out now. Oh yeah, that works. Cool. All right. That mechanic is a little finicky when it comes to dodging through it for some reason. Wow. People are not joining my strike team.
This storm isn't normal.
Just hurts my
Blocking us
feelings.
from following Vanguard makes you wonder if it's intentional and who's pulling the strings.
Watch yourself out there, Commander.
Yeah, that's right. Caddy's pointing out that I forgot people to tell people to bring janky builds. That usually goes a fair bit better. Fills. Oh, we got a taker. We got a taker. So our person is joined and it says you only got Minstrel's Hollow. Okay. We let you join. Anyway. I think Jormag's variants are going to be pretty cool. Pure Evil, I hope so. You know, I've been actually impressed by those. And more to the point, actually impressed by the whole kind of process of it. I think they did a really interesting deal there. I mean, once they put down the research note requirement, wow, I am blowing that jump in a big way. Go me. Well, thank you. I am going to have to edit our LFG. That kind of hurts. Let us, looking for group, we will remove the group from the LFG. We'll just put it in experienced and hit advertise your group. There we go. We are now in the other LFG where the cool kids hang out. We'll see if some people join. Yeah, the Jormag ones, I'm absolutely kind of down to see what those look like. I guess the Primordius ones are just going to be more flaming. Dang, forgot my power feast. Well, I'm not sure you can play with this anymore if you didn't bring food. That's kind of sad. Actually not familiar with the research notes issue. Okay, so the research notes issue goes like this. They put out the first set of variants and they were charging 10,000 research notes for each of the variants. And research notes are pretty hard to get. Research notes, how hard are research notes to get? Research notes, you will get a stack of research notes from scrapping a piece of ascended armor, I think. So it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, you can... Midnight hadn't heard of it either. So basically, research notes are a currency in End of Dragons that you get by breaking down other things. So you can use crafted items, crafted food, or anything like that. But the best return, the quickest return is to do it with Ascended by salvaging Ascended armor into the research notes. And I think you get about 250 of them from a chest piece or something like that. Which is not the most economical way to do it. It's just the quickest. The most economical way is there's some cheap foods that you can buy and use those. So, about 1 silver each is absolutely correct. So, the new variants, when they first put them out, took 10,000 research notes apiece. And obviously, player base lost their collective shit over that. And who can blame them? Because they did make this post when they had originally announced the system with the legendary variants and the Elder Dragons. Oh, that it won't be a giant resource sink, that it'll be a collection, etc. Well, it turned out to be a giant resource sink, right? Like 10,000 research notes is ridiculous. So, yeah, that is how it ran. We are having a problem filling here. I'm going to change the LFG. Looking for group, edit group description, all welcome. No, really, everyone is totally welcome. Submit. All right, let's try that. So that is the problem. And who can really blame them? When I look at the legendary system, I understand it's what powers the economy. I get that a lot of the economy is generally goes right back to the legendary system, but at the same time, this is not something that needed more grind. Well, it was, and then they changed it, Pure Evil. Then they changed it, and it's not nearly as bad anymore. Pumpkin Crown. Nice. There we go. So, yeah, that is the story behind the legendary variants. Am I going to make any? I'm not sure. I'll make the longbow. Am I going to make the variants? I don't know. These days with the legendary system, I'm usually more about the quick wins than I am about, the giant collections. But that said, I will make the HMS Divinity because I want that cannonball sound. And that really is it. That really is it. Waiting for a couple more people to join us, and then we will go ahead and do the do here. All right. Got more people. We're going to make it. We're going to get there. We can do it. Saturday morning, running old content. Busting dance emotes. Hello. There we go. One more person, and then we can get started here. All right. And I should probably arrange some groups. Let's see. So Midnight is giving boons. That'll work that way. We will grab this. And let's see. Quick heal scourge or DPS. DPS on the scourge. Wow, it's crazy how everybody asks you these days, what you want them to run. I find that whole thing just incredible. It wasn't like this a little while ago. Let's see. What do we have here? So who asked? So we will grab the scourge over here. And we will grab this revenant. There we go. And there we go. Not interested in Ferris. It's not that I'm interested in the look of Ferris. It's that I'm not interested in doing another 2.5 legendary. The 2.5 legendaries are just such an awful material sink. And they're just not super fun to do. So when it comes to that, I'd rather go to one that actually takes a little bit less material. And when I was looking at the Gen 3s, they do take a little bit less material. It does mean I'll probably have to start fishing at some point, but so be it. Yo. Am I still? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to do the fishing, Caddy. I really just don't want to do the fishing. Let's, do I want no scope or pinpoint on this group? No scope. No scope. All right. What are we waiting for? Greg, I will put the ready check up here. There we go. Let's go fishing. I have zero interest in fishing. Just zero interest in fishing. Wait for, there we go. Let's do it. So how we're going to do this is we're just going to put that down and start pulsing things, and pulsing that quickness. And then the next thing I'm going to do is pump this down, and let's get some auras on a few people. Let's just get the boons up. Those boons are real. Yeah, I just, I'll eat my words in that more people are doing the fishing than I thought would do the fishing, to be honest with you guys. But other than that, I just have so little interest in these kind of passive systems. I understand it's less passive than anything else. It's just not combat. It's just not the gameplay. It's not the reason why I come to this game specifically, which, those of you who know me know that the gameplay in this is really why I'm into it more than anything else. As much as I might enjoy things like the story and things like that, which are not awful, you know. I get most of my enjoyment from the gameplay, so the fishing system, bit of a disappointment when they put it in, but I'm not going to pretend I don't see people fishing everywhere and like engaging in it. So there we go, and look at you savages. There we have it. So there is strike number 1 complete. And then we will do strike number 2. Those of you who just joining us, we are just doing easy 3 strikes to cap off our morning's fun here. So just kind of pugging some stuff, pretty approachable content. I won't complain too much about it. I would like to join a strike mission, and I would like to join Frenier of Jormag, and I would like to join. Fishing felt borrowed from another game where fishing was boring there too, 0 interest. You know, that fishing system, what? They took that fishing system from Stardew Valley, I want to say. You know, I tried the fishing in Black Desert, which I unironically enjoyed Black Desert on and off for a little while, you know, as long as I wasn't interacting with the community or doing anything other than mindlessly grinding, you know. But as a mindless grinder, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. We will need to wait for Freya Moonleaf to join us here, and then we will get in. So, you know, I'm just not a fan of these kind of systems. That's just my point of view. I just didn't think that this was going to be the way. It wasn't going to be something I would be interested in. I knew they would tie a lot of the account-bound kind of progression to it. I'm glad it was mercifully little on that account. Let's go ahead and ready check this, shall we? And I think we are almost ready to go. There we go. So again, I'll get ready to just drop down that. Get that quickness going out. Utility reminder. I guess I have utilities. Put that down. So and again, you know, I see so many people out there engaging with the system that I'm not going to hate on it. I think that anything like that is really good for the game, but wow, I just don't want to do it personally. Just don't. It's funny, I'm so used to worrying about alacrity, and when I don't see green numbers on me, I'm wondering if I'm doing my job. There it is. The quickness is real. Strikes look fun. Pure Evil, I highly recommend Strikes. As you can see, they're pretty approachable. They get really interesting in the mechanics. The new stuff in End of Dragons it's just well done. It's not as good as the raid content in terms of like quality of content, but it's pretty good. I really can't complain too much about it. Put that down, give some protection to the peepos. A little bit more of the quickness. And look at these guys just burning through it. Burning. Love it. Plus, you know, it leverages what Guild Wars 2 does best, and that is, you know, spectacle. It does spectacle well. The whole content stream does this. Let us go ahead and res some peepos. My heals maybe not what they should be this morning. barely paying attention, and we got gold. Good job.
So pretty.
Those are some pretty nice damage numbers from the peeps. All right. So one last one is bears. If you have never done bears, the only real thing about bears is that both bears must die around the same point, or one of the remaining one hard enrages, puts these spots on the ground that are almost an insta-kill mechanic. Pretty strong. And like I say, this is really good stuff. This is really good stuff. Haven't played Catalyst yet. I'll check in a moment here. Let me just set this for Voice and Claw. Haven't played Catalyst. Have something to do this weekend now. Bitwise Catalyst is, yeah, easily my favorite thing out of the expansion was Catalyst. And not because it's overpowered or overtuned or anything. It's just when it comes to that gameplay that I like, Catalyst gives it. It's that kind of in-depth, interesting. Now, this is a support Catalyst. Earlier off, I was showing a more damage-oriented, but still kind of group build on that. So, if you weren't here, you may want to just go back and check the VOD on that. All right. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. I should always remember to ready check.
I want that.
But, you know, that would involve kind of paying attention and whatever. We good? Let's go. Drop that down. So this fight here really favors Condi builds, and specifically if you have a scourge, you know, this is pretty much the best fight ever to run it on. And at this point in the game's kind of life, the only thing that really goes wrong on this fight is people DPS too quickly, and it just falls out of balance. So I'll just put that down, and then let's move over here. Some quickness down on the P-pose. Let's get some heals. But for support, man, Catalyst is freaking fun. Super fun. Alright. But you'll notice we're burning this one pretty quickly. And wow, look at that. Top DPS is a Dragon Hunter, my friends. You can all just suck on that. Wow. Dragon Hunter is top DPS in current year. No kidding, right? Oh, holy smokes. And there we go. Good job, savages. TY for joining.
Look at this. So pretty.
So yeah, you know, if you haven't done strikes at this point, they are seriously on farm. So jumping in on like any kind of all welcome on that is really the way to go. I want to know how that that DH was popping 30 there. That was crazy. That was crazy. Changed my mind on Dragon Hunter right there. Kind of gear does this support Catalyst use? This, what I'm using here, I believe I'm in Minstrel's gear. Yeah, so I'm rocking Minstrels on this one. Playing it as a Generalist in Celestial, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But yeah, Emmanuel, thank you for joining us. So I'm running Monk Runes, Minstrel's gear. I'm running Transference and Concentration here. So, you know, the numbers are pretty strong in terms of all that. But then I'm also running food, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, that is what I'm running. But I'm also running, for open world, I'm running it in Celestial. And I gotta think you could provide a lot of value to a group in Celly, but Again, we're not talking about meta stuff. I'm not sure that support catalyst is meta right now. I think Mechanist is probably the most meta-iest of meta when it comes to support. Let us check our
Look at this.
oh, look at this. I got a Blessed Raven statue. Yay. So for those of you guys who don't know, these statues here are for the armor pieces over on this vendor here. And gonna shoot straight with you, some of the nicer cosmetics in PvE. Right here is this runic armor set. So runic armor gauntlets. And I think... Do I have the heavy? I have the heavy. Do I have the medium gauntlets? Let us look at the medium. I have the medium. Do I have the light? The light gloves I also have. So there we go. I will sell it for a couple gold. So be it. But yeah, you know, let me just pop this real quick. Oh, hey, very cool. Caddy got one of the shoulder boxes. So when you look at this, we'll just go through here under light armor and we'll just preview this set, which is one of my favorite sets of armor in the game, actually. So there's your armor set there under light. It is absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend it. Didn't get the headgear on, did I? Why is that? The mask? Well, maybe not so much that headpiece. Who was the old Marvel superhero villain that... Oh, it was from Thor comics. Hela? Was it Hela? Yeah, I think it was Hela. Mostly see people looking for HAM Mechanist for raids and fractals. It's all HFB and sometimes HAM. I think it's sad because other classes can do a great support job. Well, Daniel, you know, that's the meta, right? And that's, you know, play the most powerful thing for the meta. As you can see, you can do anything you want in this game. And yeah, people are looking for HAM and probably for good reason because it's got a very... very low skill floor on it. It's a very easy build to support on. But, you know, just because that's all you see people asking for doesn't mean you can't start your own group. And I think Hera, sorry, thank you, Pure Evil. Hera is absolutely right. It doesn't mean you can't start your own group, you know. There are lots of other good support options. Tempest is a good support option right now. I even hear that people are getting a lot of value that I couldn't get off the Quickness Herald. And that really is, I mean, great. I mean, if that's working for people, then so be it. But I think more to the point, you find that a lot of doors open up for you in this game if you're willing to play at like 15% under completely 100% most optimal, if that makes sense. So, yeah, you know, there is a lot of class bias. There's a lot, particularly when it comes to support builds. But I think really if you take your experience in your own hands, you know, I think you'll find that it's not as awful as all that. Try Heal Virtuoso. I'll get on that Heal Virtuoso right after my Healing Deadeye. I tell you what. All right. So you know what? A few minutes early today, you guys. I think I'm going to call an end to it because I don't really have anything left to do here for the last 10 minutes. And in about an hour, I have some raiding to do. A bunch of the OnlyFangs folks and I are going to go and tackle Wing 4 without emboldened mode because we're feeling pretty frisky. Bitwise says I really defeat the whole that's why I came to Guild Wars 2. It exists in this game too, but less so. I mean, min-max is everywhere. Min-max is 100% everywhere. It's no different in Guild Wars 2, I don't think anyways, than anywhere else. But the thing about Guild Wars 2 is that the build system is just so absolutely open that you do have the ability to have other viable options, which is not always the case in other MMORPGs. So there you go. Robin talked to Caddy. She's got a healing mech build. She absolutely does. With all that said, you guys, thank you so much for joining. Again, super happy doing this every Saturday morning with you all. I'm going to remind you to min-max your real life and have fun in game. And we will see you later on this week for Alacrity Tempest build. Have a good one.